speaking of, I did a pilot with George Lopez in 2017. It's for ABC. We shot it on the weekend using, remember like Rev Run had a show?
Yeah.
So we used his sets on the weekend. And I remember seeing Kenya Barris, and he goes, Al, what are you doing here? It's Sunday. And I go, I'm doing the Mexican sitcom. We got to do it on the weekend with other people's sets.
Big Boys Neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I got to say welcome, Al Madrigal. And how do you say your last name?
Improperly?
Yeah.
Because Latinos are the worst in terms of pronunciation, and I don't know why I'm looking directly at you.
Because he's Latino.
Right? Yeah. But Madrigal, and then they'll say you're not rolling your R's right. But, my dad grew up in San Francisco, graduated high school in 1957.
Oh.
I think Operation Wetback.
Wow.
1954. So he was like, Al Madrigal, hi, how are you? Nice
Right. Because then it was like, hey, we don't want to be too much.
I'm good.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Al Madrigal.
Madrigal, yeah.
Madrigal. How do you say it when you're coming out on stage, or if you introduce yourself?
Oh, Madrigal.
Okay,
Madrigal.
yeah. Because there's so many
Whatever.
slaughters. I want to say it like you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Well, my wife was a first grade teacher when I met her, and all the kids used to call her Mrs. Magical,
which
is super cute.
That's very nice.
So,
yeah, it does get a little crazy if you're like 22 and people still say, hey, Mrs. Magical. You're like, okay.
But it's like Magical, Madrigal.
Magical. All righty.
Yeah.
First off, I got to say, welcome to the neighborhood, bro.
Great
And
to be here.
we've had a conversation that we were talking about, bro. You have first off, how many kids do you have?
2 kids, 18 and 22 now. So I've got them both out of the house, empty nesting for the first time. I found that all of my wife's nurturing that went into the kids is now being targeted over here.
It's coming
me,
back?
And I'm not mad at it.
Do you know why? Because let me tell you, man, now at least that I know it's a boomerang, and at one point it will return back to me.
Hilarious.
Because I have an investment, and sometimes you're like, yeah, will my investment pay off? I'm hoping so. My son is 17, and he'll be 18 in February. He's a senior in high school. My daughter's 16. She just turned 16 September 24th. But 18 and 22, they got right the hell out, bro.
They got out. They're out. My daughter is in college, freshman in college, and then my son, it just got a job. Hope that goes well. What we were just talking about, he's figuring himself out, but he's doing that outside of the house, and I'm all fine with it. Because having a conversation with the 22-year-old or an 17-year-old, it's like pulling teeth. You go, how are you doing?
Good. Yeah.
What do you want to? What are we doing for dinner? I don't know. What are you doing for dinner?
Hey, man, we have to tell our kids, have conversations with us.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's real. Like, hey, how was school today? Good.
Do you know what's hilarious
All right.
also? Yeah, good. One-word answers.
Yeah.
Hey, how about you put together a sophisticated sentence?
Right.
How
For all
about
that money I pay for your school, too.
Exactly. The same exact thought.
Yeah, man.
We spent money on your education, and you're hearing mumbling and saying mid.
Yeah, mid.
Oh,
it's mid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mid. Shut up.
Big back.
Is your son named Jaden Alexander? Oh, okay. I was just wondering, do we split the same kids?
It's ridiculous. Come on, man.
Hey, man, dude.
And then the funniest thing is we'll hear, I'll send him off. And so now he was looking for a job, so I was introducing him to people I know, like go and talk to this guy,
Right.
figure out what you want to do.
Right. The things we didn't have.
They
But go
text
ahead.
back, your son is great, really polite young man, love him.
I love that.
So I guess when he's away from me, he's fantastic.
Right. Hey, Al, I get it all the time, too, where people are like, man, your kids are such a joy. And I love my kids. My kids are a joy. And I wouldn't trade them in for anything, $1 billion. Then, but you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I wouldn't, there's limited things that I would trade them in for.
It's like that movie Indecent Proposal
Right.
where they
Would
put
you?
a suitcase and it's like, all right, we're going to take your kids. And it's $1 billion. And you're like, where are you going to take them?
Yeah. Like,
Where are you guys going?
Yeah. Are they going to be happy? You know what I'm saying? Because we couldn't negotiate here.
Yeah.
But being a parent is the hardest job and the most fulfilling job that I've ever had in my life, bro.
It's fantastic, especially down when you're working in Hollywood. It's a great balance to have, this normal family that you can go home
Right.
to.
I love
And-
going home.
Yes.
Hey, man, how long have you been doing comedy?
I started in 1998, so I started in San Francisco comedian, moved down here. I'm supposed to get my own TV show with Cheech is playing my dad, and I come down here. It's going to be after The Simpsons in November of 2003.
That's what you came down for?
Came down for. Quit the job in came down. The show got picked up, moved the little family down, and then the show doesn't air. So I'm down here.
Did y'all shoot like pilot?
We
y'all
shot 7 episodes.
Oh my God! Hey, dude, while you're talking about this, I'm like, wait, he's talking. It sounds like he's talking about it in the past, but I'm like, dude, this is a great show.
Oh wow! It was. I bought a car for cash the day before.
Because you made it.
Because I made it. My wife was like, I think this house is too expensive that we're renting. I got this.
Like, baby, come on.
It's going to be okay. It was not okay.
Right.
But it was a fantastic lesson to welcome to Hollywood because I never took anything too seriously. Every single show I'm on, I've been lucky enough to be in movies. It was in like Night School with Kevin Hart and Tiffany. And then I got to be in that movie with Ben Affleck, and I've gotten to be on all these different TV shows, Daily Show for a long time. I'm having the best time ever because that one was taken away.
Right.
So now I'm out there with this new attitude, which is the best attitude to have. Is like I'm appreciating it. They got shrimp out at craft service. I'm just there with a toothpick.
Hey, man. And then you also think like, man, you can't hurt me any more than I've been hurt.
Oh, no, exactly. When you get broken up with like that and your dreams dashed, like, and luckily because of Lopez versus Lopez, this show I'm on with George, I've gotten to work with Cheech a bunch of times.
Yeah, man.
I got to
Full
sing
circle, huh?
Mexican Americans with Tommy Chong and Cheech.
Yeah, man.
Like, so it's just
they don't have to get up early in the morning, but they have to,
right.
So they do it very slow.
Mexican Americans go to night school, take Spanish, and get a B.
Hey, man, but you know that because you're a fan first.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You're a
it.
fan first. So even when they say, hey, you got this show, it's with Cheech, you're thinking like, man, this is Cheech from Cheech and Chong.
Oh,
this is the guy.
We went crazy.
Like, how can this show not go?
Oh, my God. We had Shaq. So it was an improvised talk show in my dad's backyard in Van Nuys. That was the whole premise. It was called The Ortegas. And Renee Victor, who went on to be in Weeds and Coco. And so my dad said, well, we were going to put in a pool, but we didn't know what else he would do. So we put in, so it's a studio in our backyard.
Oh, my God.
And then Shaq would knock on the door and open it up, not knowing what was behind the door. So we had for the Shaq episode, if I remember, 22 Mexican extras in there dressed in black at my dad's real estate partner's funeral. And then we asked Shaq, we were like, hey, Shaq, can you say a couple words? And he just improvised the whole thing. He goes, turn on the cameras, watch it, I got this. And just did it. He's a genius.
Hey, man, at that time, and what year is this, Al?
2003.
So 2003, network television is still a beast.
It's huge.
It's huge. How does this die on? Did one episode make it to?
Nothing.
How did it die on the vine?
It was, it's above my pay grade, problem. So that's the other thing is when you're working in this business, I'm going to come in, I'm going to have a great attitude, I'm going to do my job, and then I'm going to walk away. But I don't control anything other than that.
Right.
So it's just, you kind of just be cool and let it all come. But
were you saying that in 2003?
No.
Right, yeah.
I was crying in the bathroom.
Man.
I was freaking out. They had me on the Thanksgiving episode. They told us our order was getting cut. I was wearing a pilgrim's outfit. A full pilgrim's outfit dressed in the stands. I watched the script supervisor run away crying. And I was looking around. I was like, this isn't good.
Right.
And then I was like, hey.
So you're on set when you find out it's not going?
Hey, folks, can everybody gather around? They're cutting our order, and it's not looking good. Hopefully these air. But, yeah.
Hey, man,
crazy.
if we're talking about a tuition into the school of experience.
Yep.
You paid a mighty tuition.
Oh, I just hit the road after that because now I'm down here. So now I got to go out, and it's 2004, 2005. Luckily, I got to open for Mitch Hedberg. I got to open for Chappelle for a little chunk. So going out with Chappelle was like, went out with Chappelle right when he got back. Remember when he walked away from Comedy Central?
Dude, yes.
That's when I went out with Chappelle right after
Wait,
that.
so and you know what's wild about that, man, is that when you think about the years, it's like, oh, like that was a while ago. But when you feel it, it wasn't that long ago. When you compare it to when Dave walked away from Comedy Central.
19 years ago.
Wow. Let me tell you what's so weird about that. You know when the world was looking for Dave Chappelle when he walked away from Comedy Central to $50 million, the world was like, where's Dave Chappelle? I'm coming from a club in Whittier called Ibiza. I stop at a little taco spot. I walk in at about 3 a.m, Dave Chappelle is sitting in this taco shop.
No way.
The world is looking for him. And he's in a taco shop with 2 other brothers. When I'm walking in, somebody says to me, like, oh, what's up, big boy? And they're like, man, 2 famous people on one night. And I'm thinking, like, well, I'm not, but who's in here? And I'm thinking, if I'm famous, who's in here? And I walk in and it's famous. You know what I'm saying? And it's Dave Chappelle, man. So you go out on the road. And Dave trying to find himself around that time too, though, right?
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so, it's a tricky thing. Like the power of saying no, the power of walking away is a major thing. Like you're telling the universe that you want something more. It's we're just having this conversation outside. It's very interesting. So it's like, and also the power of perseverance, like getting dealt that blow. Like if somebody getting laid off or walking away, whatever it is, and then saying like, I'm going to keep going. Like I know what I want and I'm going to stay down here. You know, I was working a job in San Francisco. I was miserable. It was the worst job. And I knew I wanted to do this. I always knew I wanted to do stand-up comedy. And you had that little voice in your head telling you, you gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta go. And then finally stop procrastinating, which I do the best. I'm really good at it.
Man, I got a degree. I got a master's in all that.
ADHD so bad. If I go into my closet and I'll just put that away later.
Right.
It's just like a massive pile.
I'll get to it. Yeah.
I put an ironing board in there the other day, and I'm like, I'm just going to iron the clothes so we don't have to go to the dry cleaner so much, spend money on it. It's just a pile.
Hey, dude, why do I have an ironing board in my closet, too?
You think
I'm a procrastinator.
I'm gonna steam some stuff, straighten it up.
Cut these corners.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll get to it. I'm a Monday guy.
So anyway, I finally got around to doing it, and once I did that, it just took off. And so, here we are. But it's like all those shows later, and it's just keeping your head down, doing the work, and being positive really goes a long way. George, speaking of, I did a pilot with George Lopez in 2017. It's for ABC. We shot it on the weekend. Remember like Rev Run had a show?
Yeah.
So we used his sets on the weekend. And I remember seeing Kenya Barris, and he goes, Al, what are you doing here? It's Sunday. And I go, I'm doing the Mexican sitcom. We got to do it on the weekend with other people's sets.
So was that the Run's house when it was him and his wife?
Yes, exactly. So we used their sets or swing set on a weekend. And then we shot this. It was like Mexican Cheers. It was George. And it was hilarious. And
do you think that this is George Lopez? This is the one. This is going.
I didn't think it was just going just because it was George. I thought it was going because it was funny. It was really funny.
Damn.
There was because it was a bar in Mexico, so we had an 8-year-old working at the bar. We had a dog with 3 legs was walking through. It was hilarious.
Hey, man, how does this not go? Y'all got pilot?
You know what I heard after the fact?
Please.
That no network TV show is ever set in another country.
Really?
If you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Like, Frasier, you think about all the great sitcoms of all time.
Right.
Like, none of them are set in another country.
Yeah.
Sure, you watch a streaming show like
we're
watching The Agency on Paramount. This is good.
And that's set somewhere else?
That is set in London. You can watch all this stuff set in all these other countries. The Diplomat.
That's crazy. Hey, dude, I'm over here beating my brain up right now. Not to prove you wrong, but to prove you right.
I did the same thing.
Okay, all right.
And I was like, I guess you're right. But anyway, I do that show. I have my character's like Norm sitting at the edge of the bar. I got 10 lines. I had done sketches on Lopez tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knew me,
Right.
and I got cast. But
You know, I was the
then-
voice for Lopez tonight.
That's hilarious.
The
'Cause
announcer.
yeah, I did that a couple of times. So
Yeah.
I was there. Were you there, or did you record those?
I was on set every day.
So I did the Chilean Minor when I had to go down. I did a bunch of sketches, and I did stand-up.
Damn, yeah,
So
I was there.
like 3 or 4 times. And then George put me in this. And if you have people, if you don't know anything about TV, there's George Lopez first on the call sheet,
Right.
second, third, fourth. I'm
Right.
fifth on the call sheet.
Yeah, and these are what do you mean by the call
what does
sheet
that
is like valuable numbers. So you'll get a sheet,
Yeah.
and then
And
it
it's
say
like you rank who in
yeah.
order of importance.
So George is gonna be 1,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it'll
a
be
co-host or
like
something like a
if we had
co-star?
this. Well, I probably don't want to do it with this neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to.
What is Cedric?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody knows it's Cedric at the top, and then it goes down from there.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that neighborhood. I'm talking about us.
Yeah,
Oh.
Like if I say number 1 is me,
Don't have
I-
someone.
and then
immediately go
number
to
2
another
and 3
show.
is be like, I'm not gonna
it
do
makes
that.
us together.
Yeah.
Everyone's important.
Right, yeah.
So
So George is 1, and you're number 5.
I'm number 5 or 6. You have 10, 12 lines. You have to hit homers.
Right.
If you come in as a designated hitter, they want you to get on base. So I have to hit my jokes out of the park, which I do in this bar show. And George looks at me and says, "I'm going to make you my best friend in the show."
Yes.
And now we just finished shooting season 3 of Lopez versus Lopez, where I play his best friend in the show. So George gets a lot of crap for not being cool to younger Latino comedians, and I've seen him be nothing but cool to younger
Right.
Latino comedians. And I'm a perfect, example of the fact that the guy just leaves like, you're good.
Right.
I'm
And
taking
it's
care of
sometimes that perception and reality. And plus nowadays people don't need nothing else. They don't need a source of substance. It's just
Straight to judgment.
Yeah, that's just the title.
Judge and jury.
So when that show doesn't go, and that's 2017, when that one doesn't go, and that sounds genius again, how do you keep your head where it's like, oh, I'll just keep on working?
Oh, yeah. So I write as well.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, they used to make jokes about, like, the guys got a Jamaican mentality.
Right. I got 10 jobs, 5 jobs. Yeah.
I'm that guy. I got 10 jobs. I wrote a comic book that's out there that sold out right away because Mexicans didn't have any. Mexican Americans had no superheroes.
Right.
All the superheroes were created in the 50s and 60s. So, Miles Morales was a relatively new thing. So we didn't have anybody. We had Miss American Chavez. You got Blue Beetle. There was 2 white Blue Beetles prior to him. The Jaime Reyes is a new thing.
Yeah, it was like, let's make it.
Yes,
right.
make him.
Yeah.
Mexican and he's from El Paso. So I created this comic book called Primos. I just work. I go to every day. So I write TV. So I was on a TV show writing a television show. That was a CBS show.
So you're going to go get yours.
Yeah,
And you're going to create your way. Hell yeah.
I'm never waiting for a phone to ring. I'll wake up every single morning and just go straight to work.
How did you start stand up?
Because I was working for my parents' family business, being miserable every single
What kind
day.
of business?
It was staffing. So they put me in charge because I'm so nice of all the progressive discipline. So we had 4,000 employees staffed out.
Wow.
It was staffing. So in our own little office, we had 8.
Right.
But there was 4,000 employees all over the Bay Area. So if I had to come in and go, Louis, you saw me on Friday at 4:30. They go, we've decided that today's going to be your last day. And I warned you, you're coming in late. And it's been decided that I have your final check, and I'm going to walk you out the door.
That was you?
I've done 1,000 of those.
Oh.
It was
Hold
brutal.
on for a second.
It was the worst.
Oh, my God.
Do you need me to fire somebody? What is going on?
Yeah, hold on for a second.
you want to make a phone
Hey,
call?
Jason, we found him. Hey, Juan, you in there?
Yes, I'm here.
All righty, we're going to meet after this
I'll take care of it.
with Al. All right. Hey, man,
I'll take care of it.
I know the first
Because-
one is hard.
It gets
Does it
too
get
easy.
easier?
It gets way too easy. But actually, it didn't because, a lot of people did it to themselves.
Right. Okay, yeah. Because we always say you don't fire somebody for a good job.
No.
Well, I don't know. We just saw that with the...
Well, some people are getting laid off, and it's unjust.
it's
like,
different.
but the company has the company's trying to survive.
Right,
I
right,
get
right.
It.
It is
Look, this is a tough thing. It's not. I was upset and I left. I'm doing stand up now, so don't think that I like doing it. However, a lot of people, you're showing up late every day, and no
Right.
one's there, and customers are standing outside because you're not showing up. And I warned you 3 times. The 4th time, you're going to get let go.
Does that help you in life? Do you know how to say no?
Oh, I'm great at it.
Right. It seemed like it would be. Yeah.
I'm so calm in stressful situations, you have no idea. So then I started doing stand-up, and then the world started colliding because I'm at Rooster Tea Feathers in Sunnyvale, California, and 3 people I fired are in the audience.
Oh.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm killing, but 3 guys are
Right.
like, this guy sucks. I don't know why I don't like him, but I don't like
Boo, mother. Boo.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
that happened, but it's just like it really does. Anytime you do, everybody out there working right now, you're doing this. You're a great interviewer because you have all those reps. You know, you
Right.
get all the reps. Kobe, 500 shots a day. That was like me with firing people.
Right.
So
Right.
That was really good. But when I was 22, I remember firing a Russian nurse in Palo Alto, California, who was giving wrong shots to kids.
Ooh.
So she worked at an allergist's office, and we had documentation that she was giving incorrect shots to children. So she's got to go, right?
Yeah, you would think, huh?
I show up in a suit, 22 years old, the same age as my son is now, looking
Right.
going
Finding
mid.
Yeah, finding himself.
But I'm out there. Hi, how are you? I'm Al. I'm here under unfortunate circumstances. We've decided today is going to be your last day. She gets up, grabs my, because I have all the evidence. She grabs my evidence and runs out the door. And I'm 22. I go,
That wasn't supposed to happen.
well, there's not in the manual.
Right.
And so I go running, chasing this Russian nurse down the hallway. She runs into an office, calls her husband on one of the phones and says, Andrew, there is a man here who he's telling me lies. And I didn't want to tell you this before, Andrew, but I am pregnant and I think I'm going to lose baby.
Oh,
And
so
I'm
then
22 in the
then
doorway.
Drago comes.
What?
Yeah,
And you hearing this like,
I'm 22 in the doorway going, all right, I just go, let me talk to him. And so I pick up the phone, I handle it, I put it, and then I get back to my little Sicilian mother, Judy Tarantino, and I go, she fled. It was crazy. And she goes, did you block the door? And I go, no. She goes, I told you to block the door. And I'm like, you never told me to block the door. So now you build up a bunch of those horror stories and you become this kind of like badass in any situation. If there's ever an emergency, get behind me.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's where like
Now you've
all
been
right,
there,
let's
done
go.
that.
No, it's that like the mix of the ADHD and the training I've got with stressful situations. Some guy tried to choke me. People were waiting for me out in their car.
Oh yeah.
And
Because
then-
the
my
deliverer of bad
gosh.
news. You're like the repo man.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to see the repo man.
Mm-mm.
Like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
And it's the same thing. Like, you don't repossess a car because you paid every month. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm repossessing
Exactly.
the same way. Like, I'm not firing
here
you.
because you're a great guy.
Right, yeah. Or I'm not here to fire you for, you've been doing great work.
You got it together.
It's been
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
we're very happy. We got to let you go.
Well, if you're out there working, quiet quitting or working in a dead-end job and you're not happy, and I'm speaking to you if you're listening, I'm really getting into your head if you're listening to this right now, find something you enjoy and your entire life is going to change. And so think about that thing you always wanted to do and start doing it. You got to work the job it's the day job to pay the bills.
Right.
Everyone had that when they pursued this artistic
Yeah.
dream of theirs or whatever it is, even if you want to start your own plumbing company. But you have to eventually do the thing or you're going to wake up and you're going to be 56 years old and you're going to go, man, what am I
Yeah.
doing? And that's why you're lashing out. That's why you have road rage. That's why you're upset. So it's like it's very obvious to me that when I was miserable working in that job I hated, and then I do this and I'm standing there with shrimp next to Cheech.
Right.
It's like, yeah, of course, that's the way it happens. Like that's what you got to do. But everyone to take that leap,
Yeah, man. Step
it's
out on faith
hard.
even if you can't see the whole staircase. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's realistic because there's real things too.
gotta
When you
go.
say you quit the job, there's real things. Like everybody can say, man, I got a dream and I pursued my dreams. But sometimes that's hard.
Well, when that show got canceled, Judy Tarantino called right away and she said, "All right, come back."
Yeah. Did you?
Nope,
Wow.
I'm down.
And you
here.
had a place to go back to.
We broke the lease on that apartment, moved into a little moldy apartment in Los Feliz that really did have mold. We were all coughing.
Right.
And then
It's making us tough. It's making us tough. Yeah.
It's in there.
Is that a mole on your neck?
Yeah. No, it's the mold. It's attacking me.
Like,
So I really did and then, just head down, go. My wife was working whatever job she could, tutoring, picking up it, being that teacher that I met. And so Mrs. Madrigal just got out there and started working. And I did whatever I could. I just went out on the road. And so it's tough. We talk about the wives holding this whole thing down.
man, for real, huh?
Because then we go out to these parties. I've seen you at the Lopez parties.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's chicks.
Oh, you talking about like the weed in my pool?
Yes.
Oh yeah, man.
But then I was like, the one that I came here with, took the flyer on me a long time ago when I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So when I was
Exactly.
people.
I'm like, this one right here. When I was in the hospital, she the one who washed me. And
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I want you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Believe that, bro. And congratulations on another season
Congrats, man.
of Lopez versus Lopez. The finale is here. And so what happened? That's got to be an amazing run. When
It's
you
a
say
great
with
run.
you
well,
and George
just
as well.
in TV, and we talk about, just forget, being on TV right now is tricky.
Yeah, it is, man.
It's a weird time in this business, and I feel very fortunate to be working, and it's such a great gig. And then you have the fact that you're one of the only Latino sitcoms in existence, and it's a tough spot. Like Latinos, and you probably have 20% of the population, 4%, 5% of the characters on TV and film.
Yeah.
Is not looking,
Right.
It's not getting better. I was on The Daily Show complaining about this 10, 12 years ago, and it hasn't changed.
And still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just hasn't gotten any better. So it's weird. It's like we've got to come figure out how we can all come together and flex our buying power. Latinos have $1.9 trillion in buying power in the United States.
Right. The buying power is there.
It is there. And we can but coming together is the tricky part because we're such this big hodgepodge of first generation, second generation. The people who speak Spanish are making fun of the No Sabo kids,
Right.
and then so we're all getting at each other when if we figured out how to come together and
man.
support something or shut something down. It would
I was
be
about to
amazing.
say it too, man. I was about to say, man, there's a power that be, whatever it is, that hope it doesn't get figured out.
Yeah, it's difficult if we ever come together as we really and start because look, when some evil corporation does if Latinos stop supporting anything we wanted to stop supporting, there would be a major impact.
Oh
but
yeah.
there's not. We need to have more regular meetings.
Well, damn it, we're gonna put it on you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
right, we'll get
the
that.
leader of the Mexicans.
You know,
bro.
leader. Yeah,
You're officially the leader of the Mexicans, man.
there it is.
I don't
man.
want it.
Right. Can somebody else do it? Right.
I'm just trying to eat the shrimp.
Yeah, man. Al, we got a show together, man. We're gonna do Big Boys Comedy Kings. It's going down December 14th, Friday. We're gonna be at Yaamava together.
Yep.
This would be a great workout for me as well because I don't do comedy, but I know how to get on stage and introduce someone and get
Correct.
off. Yeah.
DL.
Yeah, man.
The
DL,
beast.
George Lopez, DL Hughley, Al Madrigal, Eric Blake, closing out the night, Warren G. And Yaamava, have you performed at Yaamava
No,
before? It's
but I'm-
such a great room. As far as
We were just talking about it. Apparently,
It's
it's
beautiful.
just a state-of-the-art theater,
Yeah.
and I also love gambling.
right.
So
Man,
Nice.
okay, so I know how we're gonna pay you.
You'll be there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stand with you to lose it. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
there it is. Like,
Don't
Al
give
Madrigal,
him
you can have
cash.
this or that. Yeah.
do not give him cash. He'll
Yeah.
go buy a car, and then the show will get canceled.
Right.
So,
All right. Well,
yeah.
we just gonna take your cash and buy you something.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Take it.
Do you gamble?
I just won money playing craps. Unfortunately, I just learned how to play craps, and am now
Oh, this is it.
it's over.
This is
It's
the
a
new
bug.
thing.
It's a
Yeah.
little bug.
It's the
And
one too many, 1,000's not enough.
I've done nothing but win.
Yeah. Now.
So now, yep.
Yeah. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
I'm a winner.
Yeah. Well, hey, dude, watch us see him Sunday morning in Yaamava like big.
He's still here.
You're
I
like-
thought you were going home.
Big, you're like the cooler.
How you doing?
I lost it all.
Then you're like, how you doing? Mid.
Yeah. Al Magical, thank you for coming into the
man.
neighborhood, my brother. Believe that, God willing, we'll see you soon. I know I'll see you soon, God willing. But I
absolute
want to see you
pleasure.
back in the neighborhood, man.
Please, yeah, anytime.
Al Magical in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood. Visit my friends at Carson Nissan and be sure to tell them your partner Big Boy sent you. Hello.